What's up, fellas? Let's jump right into it. Tonight's topic is why you don't get the second date. Now, before I begin, you might be telling yourself, actually, you might even be yelling at the monitor if you're watching this video going, man, come on, Irvin. Why you don't get the second date? If any man in this world can know that, best believe world peace will be inevitable. All the mysteries of the world would have been solved. And that's because when it comes to why you don't get the second date, that comes down to one thing: understanding women. And guess what? Nobody understands women. Now that goes without saying. But sometimes a man just needs that driven into their brain, drilled in, and a constant reminder from yours truly. But here's the thing. We are logic based. Obviously, we're going to want to figure out the nitty gritty. Where did it go wrong? Which step of the seduction process did we fumble the bag? But here's what I'm gonna tell you. 99% of the case, it has nothing to do with you. See, if you're a well-adjusted man of society, if you know you can talk to people perfectly fine, you can communicate with strangers, strike up a conversation, your friends enjoy your presence. That means you actually get invited to their parties, to their birthday parties, to events. They like you. And if they like you, that means you're able to communicate with people and they enjoy that. You're a well-adjusted human being of society. So what is there to be wrong about? What can go wrong? Well, like I said, more likely than not, it's not about you. See, here's the thing. From my experience, these last few weeks, I've jumped back into the dating scene. Yeah, that's right. I did. I took one for the team. And let me tell you, it's gotten worse. But that's a topic for another day. I'm here to report my findings. So, I've had my fair share of dates that, lukewarm. I wasn't really feeling that chick. And guess what? I didn't follow up. So, that is a dead end. But, how about the ones I hit them back up? I messaged them again for a second date. Because the first date, the feeler, it went pretty well. I enjoyed the conversations. They were pretty, beautiful. I wouldn't mind trying again, seeing where it goes. And that's the logical process. You keep on meeting up until you get closer and closer. Rinse and repeat. But more likely than not, yes, that's right, even I get ghosted plenty of times. And if you've been following me, you know the way I carry myself, what I preach, what I practice. I mean, come on. Who's gonna turn down this charming fella? But hey, everyone's got their own preferences. But granted, yes, I get ghosted plenty of times. And for those that didn't ghost me, of course, they make up some excuse saying, listen, I'm busy. Oh, sorry, I can't make it here. I'm busy tonight. I got a work function. I got dinner with friends. There's actually another one. It's a rare case where, pay attention to this one. If a woman actually responds back saying, I didn't feel a spark. I didn't feel that romantic connection. Oh, best believe there's an ulterior motive behind it. That is their cue to you to try harder, to shake things up, to make something different. Bring something more to the table. See, there's a trap right there. Because here's the truth. You've probably heard of it. The saying goes, the opposite of love is not hate. It's indifference. Love and hate are part of the same category. And that means they're emotionally spiked. You're living rent-free in their head, for better or worse, literally. They really don't give a damn. They're ready to move on. You're as forgettable as it gets. Well, you get ghosted. End of story. Sorry, I'm not interested. That's it. If they have to type up a paragraph, you still got a chance. You still in there. Let me give you an example. One woman said just that. I'm not sure. Wasn't feeling that romantic connection, but hey, we can be friends if you're interested. Oh. If you're aware of this, you know it's all too easy to catch these things. We can be friends bargain. Throw you in that bargain bin, you know? Put you on layaway. That's their sign to let you know. Hey, listen. I'm not that interested. You didn't really leave the best impression for me, but hey, you're good enough to be put in a subcategory. That layaway for a rainy day. And perhaps if you show me enough initiative, perhaps you could try again, you know? This time, a redemption run. Book a better place. A more lavish event. Try harder next time. That's basically the gist of it. And obviously, as a veteran of the dating game, I caught that immediately. So normally, at least back in the day, a few years ago, my approach would have been either, sorry, I'm not interested in being friends. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. You walk away. No harm, no foul. But if you actually like the woman, oh, trust me, I've done this. Made a mistake. Hey, listen. I'm sorry if it has come down this way, if you may have misconstrued things or my performance was not up to par. Well, I didn't really say it that cringy, but I exaggerated to bring the point across. But basically, it was a plea deal that I enacted saying, hey, give me another shot. 1 hour, 2 hour first date, I'm still nervous, I wasn't in my element. It's not enough to judge me by. And on paper, man to man, logically it all makes sense, of course. How can you judge someone within 1 to 2 hours? There are so many factors that could go wrong. Both parties could be nervous, not in their element. You never know. That's why it warrants a few more visits, meetups. You gotta really get to know someone through time. I mean, that's why people get together all the time in school, on campuses, at work. Why is that? Due to proximity and length of time spent together. no matter what, if there is even a slight attraction, best believe time spent together will cultivate that. And before you know it, well, there you go. You're hooking up with the person. Going steady. That's why it always happens. And it always happens when you're forced to be together. Through either a friend circle where you constantly see each other in house parties, gatherings. Or like I said, work, school, where you see each other daily. So that is why you're climbing an uphill battle when it comes to first dates that you met through online dating or simply through word of mouth, where you have no solid basis of connection, no consistent basis to connect with each other, to really forge that camaraderie, that familiarity with each other. So that's why within 1 to 2 hours of strangers meeting, they're gonna go back home and go, you know what? Do I really want to meet this guy one more time again? Or do I want to hang out with my friends? Or honestly, do I even want to go out? I just want to kick it at home, play with my cats, my dog, stay under the sheets, drink a nice hot cup of chocolate. Right? There are so many things you would rather do. Honestly, even for me, after going on 70 dates by now within the last couple of years, best believe there are plenty of times where I go, man, do I really want to go on this date? I have to put myself in that mental state to go, listen, if I don't put myself out there, I'm just not going to meet people. And practice makes perfect. Let it be known. Meeting people, learning how to speak. It all goes hand in hand with practice and repetition. So even if you're not feeling that person all that much, you might as well go on a date. And you might be telling me, well, man, Irvin, dates are expensive. Well, hey, guess what? Go for a walk. Grab a cup of coffee. I mean, you could pay for that, right? And if things don't work out, at least you had some practice trying to talk to people and seeing what works. But now you know the reason as to why you don't get that second date. And most likely than not, it has nothing to do with you. It's about them. Because guess what? When it comes to women, they've got all the choices online. You've heard of the term the paradox of choice. When you've got so much choice, you cannot make a decision. Once you go out with this person, a complete stranger, and the allure, the mysteriousness disappears, you realize that the person in front of you is real. And it's not as exciting because before you meet a person especially, you're fantasizing. Are you actually actively thinking of, listen, this is a human being with active flaws? Not really, right? You're excited. You're thinking of all the good things. You're already writing the story. You're walking down the aisle. You're having kids with this person. You're getting married. All the best things flash before you. And once you sit down with the person, you realize, hey, it's not perfect. Maybe they're talking with a lisp. Maybe they're looking at you sideways. Just these minuscule things that you're not feeling. And guess what? They get amplified because You had them up here, and once reality sets in, you're disappointed. And if you yourself as a man thinks like that, just imagine what the other person is thinking. And as we are saying, a woman runs on emotions, right? So how much more amplified do they feel? And when they go back home, they go back to their matches and they got hundreds. So rather than go out with this guy again, let's go out with somebody else. Let's try out somebody new. Maybe I'll get that excitement. But let me wrap up the story with that other girl I was talking about. You're probably wondering, what was my response when the woman said, yeah, I'm not feeling that romantic connection. The mistake is to go into logic mode. You cannot romance someone through logic. When's the last time you heard of a woman going, whew, I'm just getting so turned on once you listed out all the bullet points. Ooh, as soon as you showed me my bank account, your credentials, oh man, just take me now. Come on. It's all about the way you spike their emotions, how you talk to them, how you look at them. A PowerPoint presentation never works. So of course, knowing what I know, I didn't go into that mode. I didn't even say, sorry, I'm not interested in being friends. I mean, you could do that. No harm, no foul. You could even ghost the person. But I just ignored that and went back into joking mode. We had a running gag going on where we were already like planning the honeymoon. We're newlyweds. So my response was, okay, cool. But I'll have you know, I'm getting full custody of the kids. And guess what? She responded quickly. Went right back into the funny mode. She responded with, oh my God, really? We're not even gonna try co-parenting? I said, nope. After being blindsided by the divorce papers, there's no chance of reconciliation. She laughed at that. Kept the door open, you know? When it comes down to women, especially in the initial stages of courtship and dating, all that logic, all that talking about like, what do you do for work? How's the weather? You got any siblings? Where are your parents from? Where you from? How long you been living here? No one gives a damn. These are just fillers because people don't know how to really date. You're supposed to make things fun, make things lighthearted. You have to spike their emotions. You gotta keep it playful. And just like that, I'm right back in the game. I could take it any route that I want. I could easily say something like, hey, you free next week? Let's go for a goodbye date. You know, I'm just spitballing this, but I could always refine it, saying something like, look, let's meet one more time to hate on each other. To really solidify that, the documents, the court documents, yeah, that's right. Listen, keep it fun, keep it playful. And like I said, you never truly know what the other person is thinking. Hey, they could already have another man in the game, in the picture. They could already be in a relationship and they're cheating. You might have no damn idea about that. Think about that. See, there was this one day I had which was going amazing. We kissed, we did all that, a little touchy-feely. Towards the end, she was the one who brought up, hey, next time I'm coming over to your area, your side of town. I don't even have your number. And I said, all right, well, put it in. She gave me her full name, last name, everything, the details. Left with another like passionate kiss. Even told me, hey, text me when you get back. And I said, all right. And guess what? Never heard from her again. And I reached out 2-3 times. A week later, and then a couple more weeks later, but hey, what happened? See, something like that could happen. No matter what happens during that date, no matter how well it goes, keep it at that. The next date, everything in between, it's another story. You can never turn back and go, oh, but you said this, but this happened, this, that. Nope. You gotta live in the moment when it comes to these. And for whatever reason, a woman's emotions can change at the drop of a hat. Never based it off the past. Understand that. And once you know that whatever they say, whatever they do during that moment, it's all fleeting, transient, then you will never truly hold another grudge again. You will not dwell on rejection. Just take it on chin and go, oh, okay, so that's how it is, huh? And just move on. Life's just that much easier if you handle things like that. So, I guess I've gone on long enough. I'm gonna close that out right now. Catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.